Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. It's Grace, and today I'm gonna continue with my 100 bad days. Sorry, I'm pretty lazy and I'm not getting up. I'm not trying to clear off anything. So we are coming via my couch. This is my dog. Say hi, Zelda. So anyway. Today I'm going to talk about the day that I sprained my back. If you don't know, or I mean, if you're an athlete, a dancer, a runner, anything, if you sprain something, that's one of the worst things that you could hear. It's like a sprain and a break are the two worst things that you want to hear in the entire world. So if you don't know, or if you do know, I was a dancer. I went to college for dance. Right now I teach dance at the moment. Still, yeah. Anyway, so when I went to college, I went to the University of the Arts and I was in the jazz dance program. So how it works is that in the dance curriculum, you dance every single day. You have electives, which you choose, like, you choose an elective in dance. I kind of did a little bit of everything. I did flamenco dancing, I did tap as an elective, I did hip hop for a few weeks, and then I switched out into costume and design because there was limited spots for that, and luckily somebody dropped out and I was able to do costume and design, which I loved, and the teacher was amazing. So anyway, I like to ramble. I'm sorry, guys. So I did also partnering in one of my electives, and that's actually where I sprained my back. So one day we were doing, we used to do warm-ups every single day, which was basically, we had to do it on our point shoes, and if you didn't do point, you couldn't do partnering. This was a point partnering class. I know that there's modern partnering, but unfortunately we only had a point partnering class. So it was 2 girls to 1 boy to partner with. And this was one day that my usual partner wasn't there. I think he was out sick or something, but usually you would pair up at the beginning of the semester, you would pair up with 1 person, and that would be your partner through the entire class. I mean, that's how it worked for me, is because we kind of both just looked at each other and we were like, so you, me, and her, we're going to be partners. So anyway, how our warm-up was, we would be PK walks on our point shoes. If you don't know what that is, you're basically on your point shoes on your toe and you're going walk and walk and walk, and it would go out faute into a pirouette. Those are our warm-ups. So we did that. My partner wasn't there, so actually my friend, who just kind of dropped in on the class to warm up on partnering because he was auditioning for a couple of places soon. I know he was auditioning for the Disney winter experience for dance, a couple of cruise ships. He basically did a lot of things. So this was just like one of my friends. He just kind of dropped in and he was just like, Grace, you want to be my partner? And I was like, hell yeah. And like, he was in a couple of my dances. We did student run dances. He was going to be in my senior dance, but anyway, this was my junior year. So I still had a few more years left of college. So anyway, sorry, I'm rambling on again. He came in, he dropped in. Unfortunately, this day we were doing lifts, and I was not the lightest dancer. I was still 100 and something pounds. I mean, I wasn't obese, but for a dancer, especially in the ballet world and the partnering world, you want to be the least weighing amount for partnering work. And unfortunately, I was just not that. So I would always have to pair up with one of these stronger people. I mean, I think I was 100 and maybe 15 pounds at this point. I mean, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't great to be a partner with. So luckily he was strong, and sometimes he overcompensated for his muscles, which he would just kind of like toss people up in the air because he was very strong. But like sometimes when he threw people up in the air, he didn't really understand his strength and how it would hurt someone. So we did our warm-ups, we did our point, we go to the side and side on point as they push us over to our com brace. And then we did lifts. And unfortunately, in this instance, I believe we were doing fishtails. I might not be right about the term. I only did partnering for one semester after this, and that was because of how much it actually hurt me. I had bruised ribs, I had obviously a sprained back, I had a lot of things wrong with me after this. But anyway, so we were doing a fishtail, which basically you're in an arabesque, your leg is lifted to the back, and you would just lift your supporting leg and turn it into a passe, so your legs are kind of like this in the air, and your body is still straight back up. So I was trying to hold my arabesque as best as I could, and when he lifted me under my rib cage, which is correct, and he lifted my leg. He didn't hold on to my thigh, which is where you're supposed to. You're supposed to be chest and thigh. He lifted a little bit below my kneecap, and I was straining so hard. When I say that I was cramping from how much I was trying to hold my arabesque and not fall out of it, because this was a graded class. I mean, if I messed up, I would have gotten a lower grade. If he messed up, it was nothing because he just dropped in. So he held me, and I just felt my whole body contracted so strong because I had to support myself, or else I would have fallen. Because he had me he lifted and lifted above his head. No. Yes, he tried to lift above his head, which you're not supposed to. In that instance, you're supposed to lift about chest height. Like I said, he had muscles. He was very, very strong. He kind of tried to show off how strong he was. So when this happened, something just didn't feel right when I got out of it. I felt so much pain going from the back of my spine down to my legs. It hurt so much. It was just like a searing pain, and it would not go away. So I kind of sat out of the class for the rest of the time. We were doing easy things, but it just hurt really badly, and I couldn't do anything about it. So I sat out for the rest of the class, and I figured, okay, well, maybe I'll go home, I'll ice it, and maybe I'll take a hot shower, I'll TLC it, basically. So the next day, I got to class. I think I was in ballet, and I started to do my plies, I did my tendu to my back, and it was still a searing pain every time I put my leg to the back, and I was like, I can't go through the rest of the day like this. Like, I have to go see someone. Luckily, we had a physical therapist on hand and a nurse. So I went to the physical therapist, which she's a dancer physical therapist. Like, she exclusively tends to dancers. So she knows when something is wrong in a dancer's body, and she probably can figure out, like, what caused it. So I went there, and I was like, listen, back is in so much pain. I can't do arabesques. I can't do tendus. Nothing is making my back feel better. What am I supposed to do? I've iced it. I've put heat on it. I've put, I can't remember what those they're like patches that basically have Novocaine for your muscles. It starts with an L. But I had a ton of them. And I kept putting them on. Like, I put them on to sleep so that I could sleep nicely. And I put them on for my first 2 classes, which was ballet and jazz. And then during my break, I went over there and I was like, listen, this does not feel right. It hurts. And she was like, okay, lay belly down on the table. So I did. I laid belly down. She felt around. She was just like, does this hurt? And I was like, yeah, it hurts a lot. Like, yeah. And she was just like, okay, your muscles are in spasm. You, like, can you still walk can you still walk? And I was like, yes, walking's fine. I just can't stand for long and I can't do anything to the back. Like, it just hurts. And I'm walking with a limp right now. And she was like, okay, it feels like you have a sprain. And I was like, how do you sprain your back? She was just like, well, you probably overexerted it, and that's probably what it was. Like, when did this happen? And I was like, well, it started hurting when in partnering, and she was just like, that's probably it. Sorry if you hear screaming. I am currently watching The Haunting of Hill House. Sorry. But anyway, so I'm just like, I sprained my back. What does that mean? She's just like, well, you might want to go to a doctor, figure out what's going to go on. Being the when was I? I was 21. Being the 21-year-old that I was like, no, I'm not going to a doctor. I have classes. If I go to a doctor, they're going to make me stop dancing. And she was like, well, it's probably best that you go to a doctor and have yourself excused for a few classes. And I was like, no. Like, is there anything that I can do right now to ease the pain? She was like, okay, well, you're going to want to get the TP tape. If you don't know what the TP tape is, it's like tape that you go over your back or over a sprain. And it's supposed to stretch out the muscles so that it feels better or something like that, or contract the muscles. I'm not exactly sure what it's supposed to do. But, I mean, I bought like rolls and rolls and rolls of this tape. So, I bought rolls and rolls of this tape, and it worked for a while. I still couldn't do anything to the back, so I put like numbing cream on my back, and basically I did things that you should not do, because I don't know, thinking back on it now, I'm like, what is wrong with me that I wouldn't follow like close to a certified doctor? Like, why wouldn't I follow their directions and actually go to a doctor to get myself excused from classes so that I can heal properly? Because sprains in injuries like anything, they're dangerous if you don't follow medical advice. They are very dangerous, and I was just so stupid. So anyway, I got numbing cream. Did everything I was not supposed to. I basically, for 3 months until break, I lived on numbing and heat cream and biofreeze. I lived on that. And so whatever. It was whatever to get me through that semester. I wasn't thinking long term. I was not. And unfortunately, from not thinking long term, now my arabesque is crap. Like, my leg used to be very nice. It could go boop. It was a nice square line. In an arabesque, you basically want your back up like this, and you want your leg up as high as it can go. If you can touch it to your head, it would be even better. But oh my god, now it's like, this is my arabesque, this is my leg, this is my back. My back is nice and fine, but if I go any higher, I start to dip. Like I'm one of those birds. So yeah, basically my friend sprained my back because, well, dance. Why not? So yeah, that was one of my bad days. So yeah. Thanks for listening, guys. If you like these stories, just let me know. If you want to chat, go ahead into the comments section or follow me on Instagram, and I'll chat with you guys. So there's going to be more videos like this, and I also have a review coming out for you soon. Probably sometime in the very, very near future of maybe tonight or sometime this week. Alright guys, bye!